Alright, Scary Bob here again. This is the final matchup for the North American NS2 Launch Tournament. As we saw earlier, All In won the tiebreaker versus Nexel. And Inversion won the qualifying round-robin matchup. So we're going to see the finals here. It's a best-of-5 matchup, just like the tiebreaker was. And Inversion, since they're top seed, got to choose the first two maps we would play the first two games on. And they chose Tram, going Marines to start out with. Favorable spy positions for these teams here. It looks like All In's going to clear out Inversion in Tramham here, but we've seen a lot of warehouse shipping server room spawns. Not any close warehouse server spawns in these so far in these Tram matches. So pretty favorable for typically the. Well, it's actually not favorable for either team, but it's good because it expands the map up. Tram is the smallest map in NS2 right now, so teams can really get around pretty fast. And if you those close spawns, you get a chance of early rushes. So once again, Inversion's going straight for the massive mines in their base. It's effective for basically preventing aliens from rushing in and just taking it out because they don't have an OBS up yet. So Dust and Tempest actually having trouble against ADHD and EDEC here in observation, and they go down, but Gorgeous Rantology usually paired a good pairing. Pushing to Warehouse at the moment, it looks like, through North Tunnels. Probably actually going to bypass Warehouse. Maybe go towards, I guess this is a Platform, I believe it's called now. It used to be North Tunnels, but it's Platform. They're pushing there. Maybe they're going to get swamped by Carnage, Colt, and Billy. All In might be having a little more revenge in this first map because they've just played 5 rounds against Nexus, so they're well warmed up. Inversion's basically been sitting around waiting for that tiebreaker round to end. And it went for its full 5 matches before All In won the 5th round in a very well executed Skulk plus Gorge Kara rush. But now that we're in the finals, Inversion pretty much ran the map. I think they only lost 1 game in the entirety of the qualifying round. So they show themselves to be probably the favored team in here for this final. And you see their Tempest is doing a very good job of not just placing mines in base, but placing them forward and taking out Billy there with a nice mine. Tempest, since that was his own mine, does take a little damage from it, but he has a lot more health than a Skulk does. Kara going up, so All In going their traditional route of Kara and using that instead of early second hive, Kara, and basically trying to get as many RTs as possible. They've expanded from server all the way to what is now ore processing. Inversion's gone for phase gates. In a typical marine strat on these Tram, it's actually got a phase gate right here in Tram Hub. It gives you easy access to both repair room and elevator, and then you can push warehouse and server at your convenience. Mezzanine is also a place. Actually, aliens have already pushed the mezzanine. It looks like EDEC is going Gorge there to try to protect that area. And Tempest, Rantology, and Gorgeous taking down most of the Skulks here. Colt versus Gorgeous. This is we're gonna see what's going on. And Colt does clear it out, giving EDEC enough time to get some clogs up here to defend that. We have some fighting going up in ore processing here. Dusk Garfu. Alex going to take down Carnage, and Rusty is defending there. So All In is gone. It looks like a dual Gorge strat, or dual Gorge strat again. EDEC and Rusty. Rusty is traditionally their comm, so he obviously jumped out the comm to get this, just waiting for some res. At this point, they typically drop their second hive, so I see at 40 T-res that we see the second hive going up. Looks like it's server. I know elevator and repair room are not safe, and server is basically protected through mezzanine. Looks like we got some combat here in Tram. All In been doing a great job. Inversion are not bad shooters. Temp is doing a very good job with mines, protecting themselves there. And Rantology, Tempest survival. Carnage has to escape. And that second hive has dropped in servers, so nice thing is that now that they've cut out ore processing, North Tunnels is not really a threat to get to server. And they've protected mezzanine here. Server is pretty well protected from these 3 choke points. Quick robo going in tram hub here, so I'm kind of surprised. Usually you don't see that unless they're going arc, so maybe I guess we're expecting Inversion to do a arc push? Not a bad strategy. Combat in or processing with ADHD taking on Dusk, but Garfu looks like he's going to have to retreat there. As you can see, these Hydras that Rusty dropped in here, they're not enough to really kill Marines, but they're enough to slow them down. And that's all you need. Slow them down until a Skulk gets in there to clear it up. Tempest, of course, been seen by this Drifter here, and so has Rantology, and Billy has gone Lurk. Looks like he's going to try to do some damage there. Rantology dropping some mines. It's a good place to put a mine. There's these little choke points, so the Skulks jump on them and basically die. Rantology's going to dance around this mine, letting AHJ there. And Tempest is getting actually aggressive, trying to go for Billy here, and gets cut off from Rantology. It looks like he's just going to go down there, so he got a little bit aggressive. Left the Phase Gate a little bit unprotected, but Gorge is just nearby, and Rantology falls back to protect it. EDAC is trying to keep his Hydras alive, doing a fairly good job of that. We've seen Phase, looks like Arc Tech has been researched, so we're seeing surprisingly, arcs have been not very used much in competitive matches until this past this tournament right here. Last turn we saw a little bit, but not very effective. But we saw both Nexel and All In use them earlier, and now Inversion is going straight for arcs too. It's not a bad strategy on Tram because there's a lot of good arcing locations. Looks like they're probably gonna. I suspect they're gonna put arcs right here and attack Warehouse. This is a good place. It's a choke point that you can keep aliens out of, but it's close enough that you can actually hit that hive there. So the arcs, unfortunately, arc movement is a little bit buggy this round, so I'm not sure they were, or if they were expecting that, and these arcs are going to try to go towards server. Unfortunately, a few bugs in this map so far is that the basically the pathing for these arcs means they can't go through tram hubs. So even though they probably want to put it, they'd have to put the robo up here. So I think Inversion's going to get a bit confused here, wondering why they can't get arcs through this tunnel right here. And they might actually have to change up the strategy and push to server room and try to take that out with the arcs. So Revicor looks like he's a bit confused. Why are these arcs not going to the place I want them to go? And at some point here, he's just going to have to give up. There's the second of the fast donuts coming out. And unfortunately, Tram was probably not the best play to do this arc strategy on. So they're going to have to do their best to figure this one out. Well, the other option is to take arcs all the way around through observation and basically move those arcs in the path this way to North Tunnels. That's the only way they get arcs to this location from Tram Hub at the moment. I mean, it looks like you can go straight through here, but due to some bugs, those arcs are stuck in Tram Hub for the moment. And I think Inversion is just finding that out now. So, unfortunate for them. They're still a good team. I wouldn't count them out for that. Instead, they're going to have to be a little more careful what they do with this. And find out you can't get arcs past this thing here. The pathing right now is messed up. The arcs aren't going to move past this at all. So I'm sure there's some confusion in Inversion's TeamSpeak right now, or voice chat right now. Bob Bomb is up, so they're gonna have EDAC just Bob Bomb this armory, so Cult can come in there and start killing dudes. At this point, this is a pretty big setback for Inversion. I'm not going to count them out yet. They're a good team, good shooters, but I know they're probably expecting to build this railroad here and push those arcs up to here and attack from there. And finding out that they can't is a pretty big blow. I mean, this is a race of about 40 to 45. Well, with the arcs, it's probably about 60 T-res they spent in this little base here. Now they're getting Armor 1 going up, but they're down, and aliens already have fades going up. There are enough tech to go fades. I wouldn't be surprised to see ADHD or Carnage going fade. And Inversion, they knew that mistake there was going to be the game there, so they're just going to call it. No point in playing this one out. So Inversion calling it there. Unfortunate, they were trying that strategy and got screwed up by some bugs. So The first match in the finals goes to All In.